All right, let's talk about mastering online research. If you've ever felt that sinking feeling of just being buried in useless search results, this one's for you. We're going to build a simple blueprint to turn all that frustration into laser-like focus.
We've all been there, right? You type something into a search bar, hit enter, and boom, a tidal wave of links just crashes over you. Most of them are totally useless, and you end up spending hours just trying to find one good piece of information. It really feels like you're drowning. And sometimes the problem looks exactly like this, just a massive, intimidating number staring back at you. What are you even supposed to do with that? It's not just unhelpful, it's totally demoralizing. But what if you could take control of that number?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through a clear, step-by-step framework that's going to give you the power to find exactly what you're looking for pretty much every single time.
Okay, so every great search starts with a great plan. Before you even think about typing in that search bar, we need to build what's called a search statement. And the absolute foundation of that statement, the most important part, is choosing the right keywords.
Let's get our hands dirty with a real-world example. Imagine you get this as a research assignment. Now, your first instinct might be to just copy and paste the whole sentence. Don't do it. That's a huge mistake. The real key here is to break it down. What are the core concepts? There they are. We pull out the words that actually carry the meaning. These are our building blocks: damages, goods, withdrawn, sale, and auction. All those other little words like explore, the, and if, to a search engine, that's just noise. We want to isolate the essential ideas.
So now we have our keywords, but how do we actually combine them to get what we want? Well, this is where the magic happens. We're going to use three super simple words: and, or, and not. You might have heard them called Boolean operators, and trust me, they are your most powerful search tools.
First up is and. Think of and as your non-negotiable link. When you use and, you're telling the database, hey, listen up, I absolutely need to see results that have both of these words. It's the fastest way to get more specific and seriously narrow down your results.
Next, we've got or. Now, or is your flexible friend. It's perfect for when you have synonyms or just different ways of saying the same thing. Using or is like telling the search engine, look, I'll take results with this word or this other word, or hey, even both is fine. This broadens your search so you don't miss out on something important. And finally, there's not. This one's pretty straightforward. It just kicks things out. You use it to remove a concept you're definitely not interested in. Just a quick word of caution, though. Be careful with not. You can sometimes accidentally throw out the baby with the bathwater, you know? And this super simple example makes the difference crystal clear. If you search for dogs and cats, it's restrictive. You will only get results that mention both. But if you search for dogs or cats, that's expansive. You'll get results that mention dogs or cats or both of them. Getting this difference is absolutely key. Okay, so we've got our keywords, we've got our tools. Now it's time to put all of the pieces together and build our full blueprint. Let's construct a search statement that's precise, powerful, and gets us what we want. The process is actually pretty simple. First, we pick our keywords. Then, we think of any synonyms and connect them with or. Now, this is crucial. We make sure to group those synonyms inside brackets. And finally, we link all those different core concepts together with and. That's it. That's our blueprint.
And voila, here is our finished blueprint for that example assignment. See what we did? We expanded the idea of damages to include expenses or costs, and we locked them together in brackets. Then we used and to chain all the other essential keywords together. This is so much smarter and more powerful than just typing in that original sentence.
Now, that looks pretty cool on a slide, right? But does it actually work? Let's see the payoff. We're going to take this exact search statement and run it in a real database to see just how big of a difference this makes. Okay, so we run a basic search, just throwing our keywords in there, and what do we get? Over 5,000 results. We are right back where we started, drowning in that sea of information. Time to apply our blueprint. So here's where we get smart. The first thing we do is use the tools the database already gives us. Our topic is about a sale, so it probably falls under contract law. We can just apply that filter and immediately get rid of thousands of totally irrelevant results. And bam, look at that. Just one click, and we've already cut our results by more than 90%. We're down to 412. That's a huge improvement, but we can do even better. All right, this next step is a real pro move.
Almost every database has a search within results feature. We can use that to ask, okay, out of these 412 results, which ones also have our last crucial keyword, withdrawn?
And there it is, the magic moment, 12. Can you believe that? We went from a tidal wave of over 5,000 results down to a dozen highly relevant, totally manageable articles. That is the power of the search blueprint. That's how you go from noise to signal. And the best part about all this is that it's not some obscure trick for one specific subject. This method, this blueprint, it's a skill you can use in any database, for any topic, anytime you need to find information. It's basically a research superpower. So let's boil it all down to a simple checklist you can use every single time. First, really analyze your topic. Second, pull out those core keywords and think of synonyms. Third, combine them with and or. And don't forget to use brackets for your or groups. And last, always be ready to test and refine your search. It's a process.
So there you have it. You've got the blueprint. You have the tools to cut through all the noise and find precisely what you're looking for. The only question left is, what are you going to go discover?